Hey, PeachBoy23 here. Thanks for coming back to another reaction video. If this is your first time checking out this channel, a little background on myself. I was a corporal in the United States Marine Corps where I served as an 0311 or infantryman from 2015 to 2019. I went on 2 deployments, first one being in Kuwait, second one going back to Kuwait and then spending about half the time in Syria. So today we're going to be taking a look at some combat footage from the Kyiv area, specifically looking at the Ukrainian anti-tank squads. Now, links to the original video and channel are going to be down in the description below, so go ahead and make sure that you check them out. Now, I've said this before in videos. I'm pretty sure everybody knows by this point. I don't have any combat experience. The only thing I can really relate anything to is training. So anything I say on here is more just kind of things that I see. It's not meant to criticize them or do anything negative towards them. It's just kind of seeing what's going on over there now from an actual person just with the camera, right? Like not someone who's a part of the news or anything like that. Just person with the camera recording. That's it. Okay, before we get into the video, if you could do me just one quick favor, hit that like button, subscribe. It really does help me a lot with the whole YouTube algorithm. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I do upload. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video. An in-law, never heard of it. Then again, I was not part of the anti-tank squad, right? But it almost looked like to me like an AT4 kind of, right? I mean, it's kind of hard to tell from the picture, but that's what it kind of reminded me of. I mean, some of the things that the Marine Corps would use that I could remember off the top of my head right now. You know, we got law rockets, we got AT4s, which are kind of a one-use thing, right? So as soon as you use it, you still have to carry it so that the enemy doesn't get it. And we also, what was the other one? Assaultman used a small, right? Small is very loud, and we had what was that last one that I can remember? It was like a reloadable, kind of looked like an AT4, but you could reload it actually. Gustav, yeah. Those are the main ones that I kind of remember. So yeah, and then he's got the beanie on. Dude, if I wore a beanie, even I can only imagine how cold it is, right? Because there's actually snow on the ground. If I was wearing a beanie, I'd get yelled at just because I don't know what the Marine Corps and with beanies and just a warm layer in general, they would get pissed off so bad. I do see a little bit of yellow right here. I don't know, signifying squad leader, fire team leader. Little halt symbol right there, right? I mean, just real quick, halt means just kind of generally stop. There's not an immediate threat, but maybe you see something. And halt, I mean, freeze, it just immediately don't move. If you're mid-step, still freeze, don't move, because your next step or you placing a foot down, it could create issue. Like maybe you step on something, right? Like an IED or something. Although I don't think that's happening here, but yeah, just the difference between halting and actually stopping or freezing. Okay. Oh, see, I mean, it kind of looks like AT4. I'm assuming this is where it would actually come out from that end. Now, whenever we would have an AT4 or law on our back, we would also have it facing downward because it does have to reach a certain distance, if I remember correctly, to it actually go off. Now, wait a minute. Actually, I'm not sure with the RPG. I've never shot an RPG. I don't know too much about the RPG, but I'm assuming the distance would probably be a lot shorter, which is probably why they have it up. Or maybe it's just a preference, right? But okay. I'm still unsure about what this tape means. But I just realized how frustrating it possibly is right now having to be in an environment like this. Not only are you probably freezing, but then again, I'm pretty sure they're used to that. You're at a higher elevation. Again, probably used to that. But as far as the environment, all these trees and all that, obscuring your view, for the most part. I mean, yeah, it could provide you actual cover instead of just concealment, but I mean, rounds probably still going to go through, probably still get you in, probably just going to be a whole lot of shooting as far as in a general direction. Just because your visibility is going to be hard to see through. I mean, I do most of my training in the desert, so not a whole lot of stuff to get in our way. But you know, it definitely would have to be very accurate as far as like long distances go. I see here that, well, from that initial patrol, I mean, then again, I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying, like, you know, stuff that, from what I learned, like from my squad leaders, team leaders, when they're patrolling, they did seem kind of close, especially for the daytime. But then again, terrain could really dictate that, because maybe it's just like you can't create that distance, right? And a lot of the time, that distance for us at least was like 15 meters, because that would be like kind of the, was it casualty radius for like a frag if someone, you know, for some reason threw one at us. You see here, I mean, obviously they got a lot more room to actually be spaced farther apart, which tonight it looks like they're in an attack column, right, where you are kind of staggered. Provides really good protection, like from the flanks, and it also allows you guys to be able to move pretty quickly. I do wonder how their boots are keeping up with this terrain. I mean, because I never went to Bridgeport, which was some of my Marine buddies did, or some of my junior guys after I was already out. It's not fun from what I heard, as far as like being in the snow or just being in a high elevation environment. Bro, I just realized too, not like a lot of these people, again, probably used to it, but they're not shivering. And I mean, hell, when it was cold out, I'd be like, kind of, right? I mean, because I feel like you naturally do try to keep your body temperature up, but you know, a lot of them aren't shivering. So, yeah, some pretty hard people out there. Hold on, okay. Panzer Faust 3, never heard of it. RPV 16. Again, you know, there's going to be a whole bunch of models of anti-tank weapons that I probably am not going to be familiar with. But I don't know if these are maybe like older models, right? I do wonder if these are more, again, like a one shot, because I don't see them carrying like any extra. But then again, I did see a guy in the beginning who was carrying some rockets on his back, although they could be for the RPG. I don't know, but I wonder if these are a single shot.
Продовжуйте наступ, закріпляйтеся на блокпосту.
I think one of the things that I didn't like, as far as like whenever we would do like our patrolling to go to whatever mission we had on field op, was that if you're in the back and you just start hearing gunshots like this, I mean, your squad leaders, your platoon sergeant, platoon commander are going to be told like, hey, kind of what's going on the radio. But if you don't have one, you don't know what's going on. It's more, you're going to have to wait until you're told kind of what the situation is. And then it's just, I guess, the whole hurry up and wait, because I mean, obviously right here, like, they're doing some waiting, but I mean, I'm more likely than not, I mean, I did see one guy with the radio, so everything's probably going to be communicated to him, and then he's going to communicate to his guys here. But a lot of that just waiting around is just, you know, it was pretty accurate in training. I mean, I can only assume it to be accurate as well in the actual combat environment. again, going back to that environment, man, like especially if you get in the prone, right? I mean, obviously it's gonna offer you the best cover, but sometimes being in a prone in a certain spot is just gonna make it almost impossible for you to shoot, because maybe sometimes there's like a little bit of a berm right in front of where you're at, so maybe you have to move a little bit, or maybe you're just in a situation where you just don't have a good angle at all, right? Now, especially here, I mean, you got so many trees that are going to get in your way, and you'll, I mean, also good thing to see if you can actually differentiate who the enemy is. I mean, yes, they have a uniform, but I'm assuming that's also why they have the yellow. I mean, unless it's just a part from like their actual flag, right? That it's probably at least to help them differentiate, for them to not be able to shoot at their own guys accidentally, you know, because blue on blue, right, for what we would call it, does happen.
Ще раз повтори, два останні.
Oh, that sounded close. Damn. I don't know from which direction. I mean, probably wouldn't be coming from this direction because obviously this guy's back is exposed. I'm assuming he's looking into the direction, right? Whoever this cameraman is as well, he keeps the camera pretty damn steady, regardless, even if there's shots being fired. Wait, what was that called? A GP-25 grenade launcher. Okay, so seems like our version of a 203, right? So if he is a grenadier, he's probably gonna have a lot of these on him. Also, when his foot full in that water right there, it doesn't look like a whole lot, but I guarantee you his feet are freezing right now, or about to be freezing. All right, so it looks like maybe they're trying to regroup a little bit here, and it looks like this guy's kind of providing security. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it was kind of maybe doing like a little bounty method, right? I mean, sometimes you could do this like if it's only you and one other person, right? That are like in the back, where you know you got one person kind of aiming back. As soon as the other person's kind of in place, then you run past them a little bit, they then turn around, and then you kind of leapfrog it coming back, right? So it kind of seemed like that was what was happening here. But yeah. Oh, what's this? Wait, hold on. $240. Look at that. It looks like kind of hard to tell with the picture, but it looks like maybe it doesn't have the actual butt stock that typically we would see it. It looks like it was given a 249 butt stock. Looks a little shorter, doesn't it? Then again, it could just be from like the actual pause right here. It's kind of hard to tell. But yeah. Where was that? Okay, right here. Well, I mean, you got guys back here, guy right here. As far as this guy right here, I mean, typically we would be in the prone again, making yourself a smaller target as possible. Again, he's probably taking that knee because maybe if he took the actual prone, probably maybe there's like a little hill right here. I mean, I can't really tell. I will. Oh, is this a guy right here? I mean, then again, the Russians might just be over here, and that's why they were kind of maybe coming back to get like a better positioning and actually form a line. And I just started thinking like maybe the cameraman should not be there, right? As far as like on as far as like on the line with him, obviously he does, or actually I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but they risk the obviously the possibility of getting shot. But then again, since they are an anti-attack squad, assuming that all the types of rockets that they have, I don't know what their backblast ranges would be, right? So kind of a good thing then that he's not in the complete back. I mean, unless they're going to start shooting them, but I doubt they're going to use them on the actual ground troops. No, I mean, it's a possibility. It's definitely an option, but I more likely than not going to be using them on the tanks. You know what? For a second there, I thought he was accidentally shooting right here, but it looks more like it's just the actual, I guess, like pressure from the actual rounds shooting out, right? That's kind of kicking up some of that dirt. Because I mean, shooting short does happen on field ops. Didn't happen too often, but I saw it happen when somebody had a 203 round. So that was an interesting thing. Okay, it looks like that's the end of the video, but definitely, I mean, I don't know how much cover they have. I don't know how I feel about them standing right there. Then again, they could be in cover, but let me just move my head right there. Yeah, some of those rounds start getting a little more quicker. I mean, typically I would assume that maybe they're closing the distance a little more, so they're having to shoot a lot more rounds, try to get the Russians to back off. So it's probably the best idea for the cameraman just to get out of there now. I mean, I doubt he's got any type of weapon on him. He probably just has a flak and Kevlar. But yeah, man, definitely an interesting watch as far as just kind of seeing how it looks like from a first-hand perspective, right? Pretty much raw footage. All right, so I will say though, it's interesting to see how calm everyone can be. I mean, really shows you like the amount of training that they do is actually helping them stay calm on like a stressful situation as this. And not only that, environment-wise, you know, I feel like it would be safe to assume that both sides have pretty comfortable, or would be pretty comfortable fighting in that environment, right? All right, and that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. I got a lot of it out during it, but I mean, best of luck to them out there. And again, thank you for coming back. Thanks for watching. And thank you for your patience. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.